Hey folks, Twisted Christian here. Just want to give you guys an update on my stock watch list and kind of buy list here. And before we even get started, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not an expert or anything like that when it comes to finding and trading stocks and all that. I do a lot of research, and I guess that's probably one of my stronger points, and I'm still in this learning process. And I'm going to give you an example of a stock that I missed. And I miss stocks every single day. Sometimes you might see a stock flash up on Twitter or something, and then you're not, and then you forget about it because you're at work, and then you go home, and then 2 days later you see the stock skyrocket, and I'm like, oh man, I missed out on that. But it's especially in the OTC markets, it happens all the time where there's a lot of stocks that do skyrocket a lot. But of course, there's always risk in the OTC markets. So I did put a list together of stocks to watch on NASDAQ, NYSE, S&P. So these are stocks that you can buy on your regular trading platform and stocks that you can buy on Webull and Robinhood. None of these stocks that I have on this list so far that I can see are in danger. Some of the ones that are less than $1 that are in danger from being delisted at any time soon. And then I also have a list of OTC stocks, and some of these I have really looked at, and I went through and just did a whole lot of research on these stocks, what people were saying, what people were posting about some of these stocks. And so that's why I just put together a list. And the ones that are in the green, these are ones that I'm going to try to buy where they are at right now. And it's not to say that they could go down after you buy them. It could be a turbulent week in the stock market. But some of these, I do want to have to get the chance to go ahead and purchase those stocks. ENZC, OZSC, MINE, VISM, XAOL, HPNN, CHUD, and I might even do this NECA. I think they had some pretty good news that came out. The link to this is going to be down below in the description. And it's also going to be down below for the Patreons. It's going to be down in the description section. All right, so you guys can take a look at these. Now, one of the ones that I do want to go over is ZOM. I'm pretty sure that if you're on social media, it's all over the place. And this is one of the ones that I missed. And the main reason was when I saw this stock, I knew of the stock, but I knew that it was a long way off from its launch. We were going through the pandemic. This thing wasn't going to take off for a while. And there was also delisting pending too as well. So I believe in December, I shared with the Patreons, hey, this is just a stock watch only. Don't buy it because they're getting ready to be delisted. And it doesn't look like, with them being at the 16-cent mark, that they're going to be delisted. There's no news, absolutely, that can save this stock. And even though that they were launching their new product line in March and all that, it didn't have enough steam. So I said, you know what, I'm just going to watch this thing. I started watching, I literally started watching this thing jump up throughout the end. I was like, there's no way. There's no way. They had until the end of the year. We got a news release saying that they are now compliant with NICE. Right? That came out on the 8th. That came out today that they are now compliant. But I also think because March is a little ways away, they're still going to have to trade through the rest of January, February, and all the way until to the end of March. But that's when they launch. So March, I do expect the stock to continue to go up. But like I said, all these are hit and miss. If I would have told all of you guys, the ones who did get the alerts on the Patreon, that did get the stock alert on the Patreon, if I would have told all of you guys to purchase this stock, and let's see, it topped out about $1.30 on January the 12th. So this is definitely one I did miss, and I'm sure there's a lot of people that may have bought in at 10 cents and really made a really good profit. So they have this product launch that they have at the end of March. And it deals with some new technology dealing with pet care and all that. And it's supposed to be really, really big. You guys, I'm sure if you just go do the research, you'll be able to look that up. So, and also too, folks, when you are researching, there's a lot of companies here that I have. When you are researching, especially the OTC markets, just make sure you check their SEC reports. I tried to do a quick search. There was a lot of them, and I filtered out a whole bunch of garbage OTC stocks that people are trying to pump. But I check to see for the most part the social media, if they're generally updated with the SEC, looking at what people are saying on the social media boards, and seeing what's going on in the general news itself when you do a news search. So I did that research based on those things. And some of these stocks that I've highlighted look like they are in a really, really good position. Like I said, all stocks are a risk. And one of the things about the wealth transfer, and one of the things that I've shared, that if we could find whatever some of these stocks that Kim Clement is talking about, or industries, that getting in at the very bottom, right? Not getting in when it's $1 or $2 or $3, right? Getting in when maybe that this company is trading at a very cheap price, and getting in and taking advantage of that. So now as far as the stock watch on the other stocks, I did list a whole lot of stocks that I have seen that were well below $1, 20 cents, 10 cents, six months ago. In this stock watch is to watch when the markets start to go down. When they really start to go down. I think these companies have came a long way through the pandemic, the ones that I have listed here. But so these stocks over here, the ones with the ZOM and BRX, and these just, like I said, these are all stocks. ZOM, which I just went over, I already told you what I'm doing with that one. But also, if there's ever, like I said, this a slide in the Dow, and we still look for the markets to somewhat be shaken. You got to remember, the stock market's being propped up. The stock market does not reflect reality, the reality of lost jobs, the reality of $28 trillion in debt, the reality that a lot of the small businesses are gone, and people are out of work, and a lot of people are on unemployment and on benefits, and just all type of other things. You have people getting evicted from their apartments. They can't pay their rent. They're behind on all their bills, credit card debt, personal debt. There's a lot of things that are going on, and we know that the stock market is being propped up by the central bank, and they cannot do it forever. That's just a short list of generally already cheaper stocks, but if they fall, I don't expect the stock that's in its 20s to fall down to 10 cents. Now, it very well could happen, but I'm looking for some of these stocks. I mean, these stocks here were less than $1 for a very long time. So if we see some type of stock market drop or flash crash, or even something on a longer term, these are the ones that these are the ones so far that we'll be watching. There's a lot of stocks out there, folks. I'm sure you probably some of you guys have a lot of suggestions. You can go ahead and put them down in the comment below. But a lot of the people that follow on this channel, they're like myself. They're just taking this journey, trying how to trade, learning how to research stocks and all that, and getting themselves familiar for the longer term. So there's always a risk, especially in the OTC stocks. So I just wanted to put that list out, and then you guys can start doing your own research. And like I said, this is how I research. When I first see a stock, or I see somebody on Twitter, hey, this cheap penny stock, man, it's getting ready to explode. Okay, well, what's the first thing I look for? Well, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and look up the stock symbol. And I'm going to check it out from there. Then I'm going to look to see what the industry is. What is the news, the regular news media saying, not like those auto-generated stock articles. So you have to kind of sift through to see, okay, what do they have going on? Do they have any announcements? Then, of course, you're going to go look to see if they're updated on their SEC. If they haven't did anything in 2 years, and then you turn around and go to the social media and you haven't heard anything for 2 years, but everybody's telling you it's a great company and things are changing, but you haven't seen any tweets or posts by the CEO, or you just don't know anything that's going on. Those are the ones that you kind of want to stay away from. Right? Then if you really get into it, then you're going to start looking at the SEC reports. You see where they're at. And sometimes there are people out there that have already broken some of that information down. And that way you don't have to look at it. You don't have to go to the SEC. Okay, let me take a look at their last 10Q. What are they saying? You know, what's the debt ratio, all that. Sometimes there are people out there that already break that down. So usually if you're researching a stock and you go to, like, say for instance, like Yahoo Finance, they have a social media board. There's a few others that are on the internet. Not Webull necessarily. I don't see a lot of people doing a lot of breakdowns on Webull, but on just like stock forums, I will see that where they actually kind of break down what's in the 10Q and all that to where you don't have to. So there's a lot of aspects in researching to a company, and you're not always going to get it, and you're not always going to get the right information. One of the biggest things that we miss is like a stock offering. And when the stock offering happens, usually the price tends to go down when the company is selling off stocks to raise money or for whatever other reason. And so you have to be ahead of the game. So I just wanted to put this information out there. It's up to you guys to start doing the research and start looking at those. And for those that I'm buying, I may start bringing those up specifically. The side where it says stocks to watch is not a buy list. And then we have the OTC stocks. Once you guys do research, research these. If you're interested in trying to get on the bottom of some of these companies, I think that are pretty decent. So this link will be down below in the description for this Google document. You should be able to print it out, and then you can just start looking, start doing your own research from there. So I may from time to time update this, take some away, add some. But for right now, this is where it's at. So I look forward to this week. There could be a lot of turbulence going on because of the inauguration. And, there's a lot of things that are supposed to be happening. We're in the final countdown. And so this hopefully, we'll be able to make some money. And I will do the best that I can for those of you who are taking advantage of those to update you with the information that I have on those the best that I can. So folks, thank you for listening. God bless. And with that being said, Twisted Christian out.